Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Channel 64. And this room, I cannot get enough of this room. I love coming into this room now. Obviously, we're eating good. It's real nice. The pumpkin farm is just plowing away. The wheat farm is not far behind it. It's already starting to fill up this back hopper. So good. And in between episodes, we had a stream day where I finally connected the overflow from these two farms into this guy. So we're making our bone meal. I have discovered it is not as fast as the iron farm, which granted, these guys don't work at certain times of the day. So can kind of see how it's slowing down. But when this gets filled up, this is going to move super fast. I also have it hooked up to the main system. So if bone meal ends up in the main sorting system, it will end up right here. So that's good. As of right now, I have no sorting for the bone meal. Well, I shouldn't say as of now. I used to not have any sorting for the bone meal, so it would just go into overflow. Now it'll actually go here. So that's real nice. We also fixed our poppy problem in the iron farm. I'm really happy with how that's come out. All we did was just double up the sorter, and that seems to have everything fixed. It's doing pretty good. Whenever this fills up, I think I'm just gonna come over here and take these out and put them in the other bone meal thing. And if it fills up there, then oh well, I don't know what to do. These guys, I have also come out and redid the tables. It was mentioned in the last video to use honey blocks to keep them from bouncing around. And I was going to do that, but I realized I already have them in minecarts, and if I didn't like it, I'd have to put them back in minecarts. So we might try that in the next room. I'm going to put that on a little note so I don't forget about it. But yeah, I really like how these tables turned out. Tarek had the idea to turn this one sideways, and it really blends in pretty well. And then I found out if you put a trapdoor behind it, technically these guys can still work just fine. So that way I'm not having to look at that minecart behind the desk. So really good stuff going on during stream day. Jeez, I just struggled really badly with talking right there. The other thing I did was kind of map this out. So I'm hoping to work on the floor in the Great Hall today. That's one of our bigger projects. That's going to be our decorative project. One of our more functional projects is going to be over this way. No, we're not already going to break the bone meal. But in my spare time, I've gone ahead and dug this out. So this will be a room for basically a bamboo farm. I don't need it to look good, because all it's going to be doing is fueling this up. I've determined if I need bamboo, I don't need a storage for it. I'm just going to take it out of the furnaces if I need it. So there we go. But yeah, I think it's going to work out good. I think I'm going to go ahead and just build this bamboo farm real quick. There's no need in walking through it. Let's just hit the time lapse. Okay, bamboo farm done. Let's pop through our little secret entrance. You know what? I'm just gonna leave these here for now instead of keeping them on me. And yeah, farm going very messy. Was not the cleanest of designs. You know what? Let's free cam a bit. You can really get a vision of it doing this. The minecarts, I was playing with water streams at one point to get the minecart to go up and down, and one time it got stuck, and that was enough for me to go, you know what, not worth chancing it. We're just gonna extend the rails out awkwardly, and it worked. The other thing is, this farm design was not the one I was originally going to go with. I dug this hole out planning on doing like floor to ceiling tall ones, and I was going to do one here and one here and one here and one here, and for some reason I went like, I don't need them to be tall, I need them to be efficient. So if they're just constantly popping off like they would on this one, I've got now 4 smaller farms that are super efficient, and if I really want to, I probably could expand it this way just a little bit, do another 4, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. It's working out pretty well. You can see our storage right here. Let's go around. We've got our double chest from when we originally created it. We can still put fuel in this chest and run it into these guys. So if for some reason we're really low and we need to pump it full of coal again, or even lava buckets, we can. And then we have another set of double chest with hoppers going into them. So we should be backed up a good bit. Now, there is one thing I'm worried about. There's a lot of moving parts in this base, especially with the storage system, this pumpkin farm. And I didn't really put an on-off switch on a lot of these. This one, I'm going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a redstone signal off the middle of one of these guys. It does an okay job of keeping everything even. It's not great because we're not controlling exactly how many bamboo gets inputted. So it just kind of like throws it in there. Sometimes there's a lot on the end, sometimes there's a lot on this end, but generally towards the middle, it's the same amount. So we're going to pull a redstone signal off one of these middle hoppers, and whenever one of these middle hoppers are practically full, I don't care if it's one slot, it's not filled up. What I'm going to do is send a signal to all of these smooth stone blocks, so that way it'll extend the pistons, keep the bamboo from growing, and then we'll jump the signal down here off this guy and depower that rail right there, so the minecart's not going to go back and forth. Now, hopefully, whenever we do a lot of smelting and our signal drops, the farm should turn back on and fill our fuel while we're waiting. So, yeah, I'm going to hope it works. It's ugly, I know, but the darn thing works, so can't really complain too much. Let me get this on-off switch, and we'll come back. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start in free cam right here because it's a lot easier to maneuver around. Here's our little detection circuit. So we have this block. The comparator is reading the hopper through the block. This comparator is reading the cauldron, and that guy is in subtract mode. So basically, once this hopper has 2 stacks in it, it will turn on this guy, which will turn on that redstone, deactivate that torch, basically torch tower down, activate all of the redstone you see here, which will push the pistons forward like we had talked about, do the bottom layer also, and will turn off the minecart. Great, awesome, works as intended. One thing I didn't intend, but I think is actually for the good, is sometimes when like this side clicks and this side clicks, it'll also click that side because of the way I've run the redstone. So to me, like, that's not such a bad thing. Yeah, it's a lot of pistons going off and firing off at the same time, but I'm also getting pieces of bamboo that I would have missed or that I would have had to wait on. So not horrible, little side factor, but you know, I'm gonna take it as I can. But for now, this bamboo farm done. I don't know if there's much more I can do other than AFK to get our bamboo fuel supply up. So yeah, let's move on to the next project. Okay, the next project, I'm gonna try to do the Great Hall floor. I'm getting real tired of staring at all this stone and torches and stuff, so we're gonna try to make this a little bit better, so that way all that's left is really the ceiling. I have the walls planned out. I'm super excited for those. It's going to require us to build another farm though. So yeah, we're not exactly ready for that yet, but they are planned out. I'm pretty happy with it. But the floor, all I know is I kind of want to do this compass shape. And I'm down here and I'm just kind of placing blocks. I think I've decided, what is it? 2 2 2 2, and we're going to do it like that. Let's put this torch back for now, and we're just gonna complete the shape real quick. What was it? This was late at night when I was doing this, so I don't remember any of it. 1 2 3 4. Okay, so it's 4 and 4. Then I think it's 5 at the end. So it's like 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. There we go. Let's get out of the way. No, I fell down. Let's get out of the way real quick. Take a look. In free cam, I love free cam. If you guys haven't been able to figure out. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think that's gonna look great. I want it to feel a bit compassy. And or what is it? What's the legend at the bottom of the map that goes north, south, east, west? What do they call that design? I don't know. But we're going to go with that. I think this looks really good. Now, my thought is to dig it into the floor and then kind of cover it in glass. Now, I'm doing that because hiding lighting will be a little difficult. So, because it'll be glass, we won't have to have as much lighting. Now, we are going to have some. I have lighting hidden underneath these guys, so there's that. But I'm also thinking like we need to do some designs in the corners, kind of like we did in the storage room, that sun and moon. So I need to think of some shapes and some other objects maybe to put in the corners. But first, let's get this compass, I keep calling it a compass, let's get this design dug into the floor, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I'm starting to play with some colors. We have it recessed into the ground. Don't mind this jungle block. This is where our beacon beam comes through. We're obviously going to have to move this. I'm just not going to move it right now. But yeah, let's free cam again. Check out these gradients. I think this is turning out pretty good. What I wanted to get done were the 2 longer sections first, and then I will do some blending to do the 2 shorter segments. But yeah, we've got some frog lamps, smooth sandstone, yellow terracotta, acacia wood, crimson nylium wood, and then blue terracotta. And I think this is looking absolutely gorgeous. I'm real happy with it. Bringing more color to the base, which is great. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get all of it done, and then we'll talk about doing this. You can see I've started to put a border around here. I think that's a good way to mend everything together, but gradients first. Oh, this floor gradient has turned out really good. I am liking it. Right now I'm working on the border. It's going to take a while. This all has to oxidize, and I'm not one to, you know, go set it out in a field somewhere and wait for it. I'm just going to put it in place and then let it go naturally. I don't build or play Minecraft at a fast rate anyways. So probably by the time I'm done with this episode, this stuff will be oxidized. Luckily, I have enough copper. I'm running low on copper. This took all of my remaining copper bits. I have a bit of raw copper ore left, but kind of gonna need a copper farm if I want to do more. Oh, I say that. We'll remember that for later. But yeah, I think this is gonna look good. The gradient, I call this the Sunburst gradient. I think it looks really good. Free cam. It's so colorful. It's really gonna fit with the base, and I think outlining it in this copper bit when it oxidizes in the green is gonna be real nice. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do this part yet. I think I'm gonna do this for everything on the outside. So like, you see how we have bits leaning. I think I'm gonna do that, and maybe we can have black carpet hide some lighting underneath as a way to make sure nothing spawns up here. But I want to go ahead and get this stuff down, obviously, because this is going to take the longest to finish up. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working. Probably put some gray glass on top. Gotta move that beacon. Okay, all the copper's in place, and it's starting to oxidize, granted very slowly. I've also got the border in place, and I've added the just the Silk Touch Deep Slate. So you could definitely see a path was worn in. I've got one over there, and then I've got one over here, because this is gonna let you know on some future ideas I have. We have one right here, and we're gonna go underneath the staircase. I'm gonna make this an entrance to another room. I haven't decided what room will be under here, but there's a lot of good space underneath the storage room and over this way and over this way. So I think we should take advantage of that, and I think I'm gonna do that underneath the staircase. But for the floor pattern, this is where I'm kind of struggling. I'm not really sure what's gonna look good and what's not gonna look good. I have this idea using this basalt, and I don't know. It's gonna kind of mimic wood flooring, not that parquet that everyone's kind of used to seeing. Yep. But in a different style. So what we're gonna do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll kind of switch it up. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, does this keep that? Smooth basalt doesn't seem to keep the really like. So I was wanting. I'm wanting something like that. You see how it keeps that horizontal line? It's not bad. We might keep it, but like doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Many floor iterations later, this is what we have. So yeah, as you saw that real short, quick time lapse, I tried several different designs on this floor. Some of the designs I actually liked, but I felt they didn't work here. I wanted the Sunburst to be the star of the attraction, not so much the floor pattern. So a lot of them were getting busy. All of these designs were again to try to hide light, trying to find better ways than this. This is going to work for now. I don't hate it. It's not the best thing. If I try to outline it with any blocks, it just becomes too big and bulky. And I think right now these lines complement what we have going on right now. As you see, I've been doing some AFKing, trying to get this copper to change. It's changing obviously very slowly because I'm stubborn and won't do the copper field. And yeah, it's just going to be what it's going to be. Honestly though, I kind of grown attached to multicolored copper. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it all transition to oxidized. And if I don't like it, then we'll go back to different shades. So yeah, good stuff. But this episode has ran a little long, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I've already got plans for next episode I'm super excited about. But if you guys like this one and you want to see more, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Until then, I will see you guys later. Bye!